What is up, guys? Puzzle solving Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we've got some brand spankin' new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just been released unveiling official information. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, the absolute big thing happening this week within the Destiny 2 community is the current Corridors of Time puzzle that is unfolding. So, let's do a quick recap and then an update for where the community is at right now for this puzzle. Now, it all started with Tuesday's reset. Osiris had a brand new quest, but the only objective was to explore the Corridors of Time. By the way, you still can't complete that objective. Now, it turns out by explore the Corridors of Time, it meant entering the right codes by going through the doorways, the correct doorways associated with certain symbols. We found these codes because every single hour for 19 hours straight, the obelisks around the solar system would update and display a 7-digit code. Now, we would collect code after code because it would lead to a final room. When you got to this final room, it shows a tomb. A lot of speculation that this is our tomb. On this tomb is a sword. So could this be an exotic sword at the end of this massive quest? Quite possibly. We gave Saint 14 the perfect paradox shotgun to help him and save him from his demise. He could be giving us something to help us from our inevitable demise. In any event, also in this room, codes are being unveiled at the bottom, a hexagonal shape with stuff around it. Every single correct 7-digit code that was inputted, it led to 19 different hexagonal shapes overall. These were combined for a map. If you followed the map, after 11 digits, it led to this room again, but it was now different. Instead of giving a code that everyone saw, like a shape that everyone saw, pretty much every single person has two unique shapes depending on which hour you check. So where we're at right now is people are gathering hundreds and thousands of these different hexagonal shapes that people are seeing when they get to this 11-digit room. By the way, if you do get there, you get an emblem. If you want to know how to do all of this and participate in everything, click the video linked up above. It has all 19 codes for the lore and the 11-digit codes, but I digress. Similar to other Destiny challenges like the Outbreak Perfected, where there was a ton of data given out and everyone had to combine it, and also like the Shadowkeep Collector's Edition, where everyone had a little Hive decoder and was trying to figure out all the stuff. You had to combine 300 different codes, and that led to something. This looks like it's another one of those cases. And so this image right here is kind of where the community, where we are at right now with solving this puzzle. As you can see, we are forming shapes. This is very important. This means that out of the thousands of entries, certain people's hexagonal patterns are overlapping. And if we can keep connecting these and these shapes can keep growing, we can eventually connect all of them into what is likely a massive map, telling us the exact code, the big code to enter and finally trigger something and progress with the code. But wait, there's more. I was actually rendering this video but stopped it because something big just came out, and that is this picture right here. This is what we believe is the bottom right-hand corner of this absolutely massive map. You can see how things are connected together. It's actually a perfect code on like all those little mini symbols on the side of a hexagon can match up with another code on the side of another hexagon. So importantly, down at that bottom right, there are 4 different blank sides, which would indicate that this is an end piece. Also, we're starting to form a barrier. That right side that's coded in yellow, that's all blank. So this could be the edge of the massive map we're forming. And the fact that we've discovered one of these anchor points, one of the edges, is a huge deal, and it means that things are progressing. if you are watching and you want to help, there are several ways to do that. You can head to Twitch. There's almost always someone streaming this puzzle who may need your help. Also, the Raid Secrets subreddit is super active right now and often is accepting people's shapes or help with data. Like, as you can see, I was up in the morning decoding data and codifying it into a big spreadsheet that we're using to match stuff. So progress is definitely being made, and we are definitely getting closer to something, but more work needs to be done. Bungie did famously tweet that this is a marathon, not a sprint, indicating that this will likely take several days to complete. But that's the main thing happening. Moving on from there, there is some more stuff to talk about. First up, info on the next Iron Banner. It's going to start at 9 a.m. reset on January 21st, and it's going to end at 9 a.m. the following reset at January 28th. Now, a very interesting update is that Bungie says, based on feedback collected during the first Iron Banner from this season, we'll be auto-completing everyone through the portion of the quest that requires rocket launcher defeats. We weren't able to deploy a change to this step, but we can complete it for anyone who hasn't done it. This gives us time to consider changing or removing this step for next season. So that was definitely like the main complaint, is that the rocket launcher, 10 rocket launcher kills, was super frustrating. It was making every single game play out where everyone was just fighting over the heavy and rushing to the heavy and even screwing over teammates and so on. It was a nightmare. So it's very good to see that has been changed. Moving on from there, the next big thing you definitely want to know about is that Bungie is selling this t-shirt. Now, you may be thinking, well, Rick, why do I care about that? As you can see, we've got an Australian theme going on here because the proceeds from this shirt are going to help the absolutely horrific Australian wildfires. So definitely, if you have some extra money lying around, get the shirt, get some sweet swag while also supporting a fantastic cause. And if you do buy this shirt, it also comes with this unique emblem as well. And of course, there's going to be a link to the weekly update down in the description, and you can just click that, find the shirt, and then head to the proper place to purchase it. Moving on from there, there was actually a patch that hit the game, and it changed a few interesting things. It's hotfix 2.7.0.2, deployed today actually. There was a 48-hour delay. Now, a couple of neat changes that came with this update is that players can now shortcut directly to their roster by selecting their empty fireteam slots or by invoking the roster shortcut on the director map screens. So you see your little icon, your name and emblem, you just click below that where there's an empty icon, it'll bring up your roster right away. Actually pretty sweet. They also say that when an activity is selected, fireteam leaders can navigate left and right to get quests and roster respectively, then back to their selected activity. Moving on to weapon changes. Breakneck now has higher damage per second at Rampage ×1 and ×2, from 2,170 damage and then 2,120 damage to the new 2,190 damage and 2,410 damage. And that 410, like, that's a pretty significant increase, like 300 damage more per second than what it was before. It was actually nerfed with Shadowkeep, doing less and less damage as it ramped up with its Rampage. So this is a good change for anyone who liked that weapon and felt like it was treated too harshly. It's outright better now. Also, the screen shake on the hard light firing has been adjusted, so hard light should be just easier to use overall because of that. Moving on from there, we do have some armor changes as well. Several class item armor mods will now correctly provide diminishing returns when multiple copies of the mod are equipped. These mods include Perpetuation, Innervitation, Invigoration, Insulation, and Absolution. So stacking those would have been more potent previously, now they're definitely going to be worse. And lastly, Grenade Launcher Scavenger will no longer award special ammo for grenade launchers when the player picks up primary ammo bricks. Alright guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.